All praises to the Most High. Obed Israel coming back to you with the Peace and Friendship Treaty. This is a signed copy with the seal on it from the Library of Congress. Let's see if I can get that. The Library of Congress. Okay. That's the Library of Congress. Let's see. Okay. That's the Library of Congress. That's the document. Let's see. This is to certify that the collection of the Library of Congress, a publication entitled The Public Statute at Large. This is law. The Public Statute at Large, right? Public Statute at Large. The United States, I'm going to have to move around here. The United States of America, and that the attached photocopies of Volume 8, the title page, the versal of the title page 100 through 105, on which appears the Peace and Friendship Treaty, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States of America and His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of Morocco. That's this place here. January 1787. The true representative from that work. Let's see if I can bring it down, son. Can you guys? I hope you can see it. You have to blow it up. This certification, this is to certify further that the versal of the title page, I can't see it now, of the title page is marked with a pencil, Library of Congress call number. You see the call numbers there, KF50, US set 10, and an additional pencil notification reading, in witness whereof the seal of the Library of Congress is affixed hereto, February 24th. It's signed, okay? This is the office of the Library of Congress. And this is the seal, okay? This is the seal. This is the seal. You got it? This is the seal. That's the copy, right? So why is it so important? Well, I'll tell you why it's so important. Tell you why it's so important. Because these are the laws written by Congress and signed by Congress. The United States agreed that they would, this is a part of the Constitution, This is a part of the treaties. This is a part of their agreement with the copper-tone people, the Israelites, northern and southern kingdom. We were called Moors then, Moroccos, the Moroccan people. Okay? Why is this so important? It's because when they violate you, they violate these agreements that they made with our nation. Right? When they violate you, when they violate, you guys can take a picture of this or do what you want to do. You can go get the copy yourself. I told you yesterday what it costs, but it's worth having because this is just like the Constitution. Matter of fact, it's older than the Constitution, right? Okay? This is their agreement. This is what all the lawmakers now violate. So, what is it saying? What are we saying? Why is this important? Because right now they deny that they violated us in slavery, that they have any violations against us, right? They didn't put us in slavery. They didn't do anything wrong to us. It was their ancestors, right? It was the people who they made those monuments and worship by having statues of those slave masters, those people that enslaved us, right? And they say they brought us over here on slave ships, right? Which they have no proof of. They have no proof until the 1800s when they can show where they transported people from Florida around through Louisiana and Texas. And they brought some of Judah from the west coast of Africa here. What happened to the northern kingdom? Nobody seems to know or care. They say, oh, they must be the mulatto Mexicans or the mulatto Native Americans. Seminole Indians, nobody know who they are or what they look like, and Judah is here. Now, where's the northern kingdom? Well, they brought them over here too, and they took them down and spread them on the islands. We know that don't even sound right. We're not connecting the dots right. But this is the treaty that they made. This is the treaty that they made with our forefathers, right? This is the treaty. We can read it. Maybe I will read it one day to you, but not today. I want to talk about it first. I might read it. I don't want to make the video too long because I'm on my phone. We can read it. Probably not today, though. I got it on the stand here. Okay. Let's go over here, son. Yeah. We can read it. I don't know if I want to read it today. I just want to show it to you. Reference to the matter of each act and to the subsequent act on the same subjects. So, these are decisions made and acts that they cannot commit against us, living on this land with us. They can't violate our God-given rights, our unalienable rights, our rights, human rights. They can't violate those, and they promise if they were going to live here with us, they would have to keep their oath of office. Keep their oath. We don't have that. For first place, they don't have an oath of office for us. They're not in office for us, right? They're not. We don't have them in an office governing for us, right? We don't have them. That's not what this treaty means. That's not what the Constitution is. They're not in office for us. Why do I know that? Because the Dred Scott case clarified and set precedents that we are not United States citizens. No Negro, black, colored, Indian person can be a United States citizen. They are their own sovereign government. It just makes sense. They are the Brits. They are the Brits, and they call themselves the United States. And they bring every other European nation in with them to colonize and to be a part of their United States. We're not a part of their United States, and that's why Trump is arguing so hard about this colored prosecutor holding court over him and charging him. But see, they're in a dilemma. They want to keep us as their feeble-minded subjects without us having the rights of citizenship. We're just their subjects, okay? So they're in a dilemma. They know that we are a sovereign nation, and they know they have these treaties with us. And I can't say it enough. The Constitution for the United States, of the United States, for the United States of America, and the rights of indigenous people, the 400 treaties that they violated. So why is this important again? Because when they say they haven't done anything to us, that's a lie. They violated all of these promises that they made through these treaties not to violate. They're still doing it with their police force, with them assuming jurisdiction over us in their courts. They know what they did to us. They know what their relatives did to us, their ancestors. They should be trying to fix what was done to us. What was done? They put us in boarding schools. They took the children away, and they raised them to think that they were from another country. That's genocide. They separated the race and said they had no idea where they came from. They were somewhere from Africa. We asked them for reparations. What did they say? Well, can you prove that we had you in slavery? They know. They said it got to be some pictures or some kind of proof. It's got to be on record before we give you reparations. They were secure in that. They said the Indians, we know, we got records and pictures. They got pictures of their ancestors. These Native American Indians. There was no record of those Native American Indians being on this land when the colonizers first got here. The record was that the Aboriginal people was as black as Michael Jordan. They started black as Michael Jordan and went up to light-skinned people, black and brown people. So they don't have any record of having us in captivity. We don't have any record of our ancestors having us in captivity. But we're here. We're here. 70 million of us. We're over that because the people down in South America and all down through those islands, they say their ancestors told them that they were brought there on slaves, took their own slave ships too from Africa. We are the same people. We never knew they knew that, but they know that they are the same people of the North American people. And they said they came over here the same way. That's all they know. So they stole our identity, cut us off from our ancestors, our culture. And they took those people from North America and scattered them all over the islands down there. We have record of that. We have biblical record. We have testimonies. We have pioneers. We have everything we need to prove that we do not come from Africa, right? And we was here when they got here. We got the records. They don't have records saying they brought us over here. We don't have pictures. They can't deny that we were here. So what they say, what did we do to you? You're doing this right now. You're doing this right now. You're breaking every treaty you made with our ancestors. You cut us off from these treaties. You cut us off from knowing who we are. Genocide. Genocide is what you did to us, right? And what you're still doing. You are guilty of that, United States. The United States and all of its citizens is guilty of that right now. Stealing our land, holding bogus courts, uh, terrorizing us with your police and your military. Not and every time we tried to unite with the people that had information of who we were in the past, you killed them. Martin Luther King, Nat Turner, all of the people that was trying to keep that First Amendment, you killed them. You killed them. Our grandparents, you made it illegal. It's in the laws right now for an Indian to call himself an Indian and say that and name his tribe. You made it illegal. You killed them. You burnt them at stakes. You did all kind of torturous, demonic Freddy Krueger shit to us until you made us afraid to claim our heritage. And now you're down here saying, okay, what happened to you guys? Tell us, tell us. Now we got all the evidence and we're telling you. We got this peace and friendship treaty, which is valid. This is valid. It's valid. We've got the other treaties. So if you people are not your ancestors, if you're not your ancestors, then you will come back and stop warring with us. If we're not at war with you, then we'll be able to put our nation back together without interference from you. Just like you down in Jackson, Mississippi, taking land from the people and establishing jurisdiction and establishing courts and establishing senators and establishing police forces and stuff in the land where we live, we're taking it back. We want to take it back. Give it back. We're asking you nicely to give it back and get off of our lands. Wherever we at, we're going to go. We're going to get a committee and pick out the lands where we want to live. We're going to pick it out and we're going to declare our land. The same way you guys did when you came over here. You went and staked claims on our land. We want it back. We want it back. And so we know you're not going to do it. We know you're not going to do it. But we want you to know we know. And this is what we got to get to. We're going to get together and get to that point to where we're together and we're going to do like you guys do. We're going to have our military, our police, and everything together to govern us. We don't need your help with that anymore. We don't need your help. You were supposed to help us. It's all in the record. You were supposed to help us put our government and everything back together once we woke up. Now, if you're decent people and you're not your ancestors, then you would do that. Well, I know we got to get together and come to one mind, the majority mind. We got to come to the majority, but you got to separate it with your Roland Martins and all your other black people who are trying to get our guns taken away so we can defend ourselves against you, so we can't defend ourselves against your malicious militaries and stuff. You got our people working against us. So what we've got to do first is address these people that's working against us. We're not voting, so we got to stop voting, you guys. We got to stop voting. If they go in and try to take your neighborhood land and where you at, take your areas over and try to force you under their jurisdiction, then we got to get together and go stand up just like they do. If they got to get their guns and go stand there and tell you to get back and you can't have this territory. We're not going to shoot first. You're going to shoot first. But if we got to stand up against y'all and help each other when you guys do that, try to take the territory, we just got to make that stance. That's what we got to do. Because I'm going to tell you, Israelites, Hosea 1, 10, and 11 is not going to happen just by them saying, oh, y'all know who y'all are. Okay, fine, y'all are the sons of God. They're not going to do that. God's got to twist their arm like he's doing now. He's going to do it first with these hurricane fires, plagues, overdoses, all the weather. He's going to use the weather and the angels to let them know, hey, I'm fighting for them again. He's going to do that. And once they know that, we're just going to have to, they're not going to stop because, these people, they have no changes in them. They're going to continue to push their, stick the spokes in the rims and continue to try to bogart us out of into surrendering back to their jurisdiction. But we got to get the Roland Martins out of the way, and all those Israelite politicians that's trying to provoke us in to stand under their government. See, this thing in Jackson should be enough. Their attorneys are not for us. None of them are for us, but their attorneys. I heard a couple of attorneys on the Roland Martin show talking about this Jacksonville thing. It was talking about how it's going to be a lot of lawsuits down there. No, you shouldn't be trying to sue them. You should be organizing our people to stand against them and get our territories back. You should be organizing your people. They know this legal stuff right here. They know these treaties are out here. They know who we are, you know. They know who we are. But instead, they want to keep pretending like they're fighting their government to treat us right. We don't have anything to do with their government. They just can't come and take our land. And we need to stand up and uphold that. Uphold it. We got to uphold it. We got to get together, 2 million men or whatever, and go down and stand in those territories and dare them judges and those police forces and stuff to violate our territories where our people live. We just got to come together wherever they're violating us at. Not to say we're going to fire the first shots, but we're going to defend ourselves like Christ said. Like Jesus Christ said. Luke 22:36 through 38. He said, go, sell your coat and go buy swords. We have to defend ourselves. We're not laying our life down like Christ did. We're in the last days, and they don't have the right because the Most High is waking us up to take and establish His law back, His law back on the earth. We're not supposed to surrender our jurisdiction and our freedom to them. We're not supposed to do this. We're supposed to be establishing the laws of God like they said they were doing when they took the picture of Caesar Borgia and went in every land and said they were establishing Christianity, but they wasn't being Christ-like. They wasn't teaching the truth. They were teaching the doctrine of men. So now we're at the end times now. We're at the end times now because Christ the Most High is fighting with us. He's going to fight for us before he send Christ back. When Christ come back, that's it. But right now, the only way we're going to gather together and for them to say, okay, you guys, you are the people here. You proved it. If we want to live together, we got to quit playing games with you guys and surrender your territory back to you. That's the only way. Why do you think they keep moving people in here from other countries and stuff? Because they're getting ready for a fight because they know the Bible is right and the Most High is going to make us stand up to them. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. That is going to happen. And I guarantee you, Ephraim, from those islands and from South America, is going to run up here and help us. I guarantee you they're going to come up here and help us fight these people if it comes to that. And Second Ezra, Ezekiel, they all talk about how God's going to bring this government down and Esau is going to come down to the dust. And there was not going to be any law on the land. It's not going to be any law on the land. Yeah, they're going to attack us, but they're going to attack us. They're going to attack us, but that's going to be the worst thing they could do is attack us, Jacob's troubles. That's not going to last long. They're going to get that call and with that hook in their nose to draw them over to Armageddon for their armies to be destroyed. The police force is going to have to run underground and protect their citizens. They're going to have to gather up in one place to protect themselves. And then when they bring those nukes and they bring those jets out and those drones, hey, God's going to handle that too. See, and if you don't have any faith to do this, to stand up, the Most High said all that He done for us, woke us up, protected us through all this. They should have been and killed us. They would have annihilated us if it had not been for the Most High allowing people like Judah Maccabee, Nat Turner, and all of the civil rights workers and the people to fight against these people, to hold them back, to make them think, hey, all the Native American Northern Kingdom that fought them in the Indian Wars, they didn't just surrender and start signing peace treaties because they had us beat. No, they couldn't. They didn't want to lose. They used trickery. They couldn't use war because they couldn't beat us like that. They used trickery. They separated, divided us, and captured us, and took our babies captives and sent them on islands and spreaded them all around in territories in lands that they didn't know. They spreaded us thin so they could control us better. And the Most High put the fear of them on us. But now that's reversing. It's on them now. And when he gets through with them, with these plagues, and with the plagues, and proving to them that he's fighting for us again, the fear of God is gonna be on them. You know, he's gonna take the weapon out of their hands. He's gonna take their weapons out of their hand. Their threat is gonna be a threat no more. Those nukes, drones, tanks, and all that won't be a threat no more. That's gonna happen before Christ comes, before those nukes hit. This land is not gonna be worth living on for them. They're gonna have to say, okay, you guys are the chosen, you guys are sons of God, to live any farther. After Jacob's trouble and that war kick off, once the slaves taste blood, once you attack them and make them fight you back, United States, and God's weakening you guys. So you should surrender and keep your part of the bargain. You living over here with us, you stole our land, you say you're not your fathers, your ancestors, then make this peace and friendship treaty right. Make that constitution right. Keep your vows. Do what you said you was going to do if you're not those same people. But if you don't, and you continue to attack us as we put our nation back together, then we know that you are our enemies and we are at war with you. And why is this important? Why is this peace and friendship treaty important? Why is this peace and friendship treaty important? Because these are the violations that they are doing to us as a country right now. They are violating us right now. Right now. Now let's see. Article 1. We declare that both parties have agreed that this treaty consisting of 25 articles shall be inserted in this book and delivered to the Honorable Thomas Barkay, the agent of the United States, now at our court, with whose approbation it has been made, and who is duly authorized on their part to treat with us concerning all the matters contained herein. Okay? That's them agreeing that all 25 of these articles they will respect. Let's just read number 2. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation, whatever, the other party shall not take a commission from the enemy, nor fight under their color. Okay? So if we fighting with somebody, the United States can't join them and help them attack us. But didn't they sign a protection order against all these other nations? Didn't they have a protection order that if we touch them, then they're gonna treat us like treaties, like terrorists? Didn't they sign a no violating certain people? Aren't they siding with Ashkenazi, the small hats? Aren't they calling us anti you know who? Anti small hats? Aren't there police officers shooting us in the streets and stuff? That's violating all of these articles. Either party shall be at war with any nation, whatever, and take a prize belonging to that nation, and there shall be found a on board subjects to effect belonging to either of the parties. The subject shall be set at liberty, and the effects returned to the owners. And if any goods belonging to any nation with whom either party shall be at war shall be loaded on the vessel belonging to other parties, and they shall pass free and unmolested without any attempt of being made to take or obtain them. So we're at war with them, right? They're saying we're not, but we're at war because we know that the blue people, the people in the blue uniforms, are at war with us because they're shooting us down. They're shooting us down unarmed. They are at war themselves with us. The United States is at war with us when they are not supposed to even help people who are at war with us. You see how they worded that? So they're getting around it by, okay, they're not helping. They say they're not helping nations that are at war with us. We can't accuse them of that. But they are not supposed to violate us in those same terms either, in that same way either. They promise that they can live with us without violating us, taking our, don't they take our money? Don't they take, they stop you? Don't they take your stuff? Don't they rob you? Don't they rob you? Don't they take our houses? Don't they take our cars? Yeah. Don't they impound our cars? Don't they come in your houses and evict you? Didn't they take our land? We are at war with them. They said, if any nation do this to you, these things to you, they are at war with you. And this government is not supposed to help anybody that do that to you. If they help them, then they violated this treaty. So if any state or city violate our constitutional rights and violate us in any inhuman way, and the federal government do not step in and stop them and chastise them, even put them. We read in this in that other video. We read all the UCC codes that and the Constitution and the penalties for them violating us. For them violating, some of the penalties is death. Some of the penalties is expedite them out of the country. Some of the penalties is 20, 30 years for them violating our constitutional rights, our human rights. So if any agent be at war with us, like the police force, the banks, these people that came in and stole our land and took our land, now they're building houses on them and renting them back out to us at astronomical amount of prices. Any agent, jobs that violate, anybody that violate us, the United States is supposed to step in and regulate that and stop it. So they are at war with us, and they have broke these treaties right here. This is what they've done to us. They are genociding us. Okay? Let me read a little more. Article 4. A signal or pass shall be given to all vessels belonging to both parties, by which they are to be known when they meet at sea. So in other words, they can't stop us, and we're not supposed to violate them by stopping them When we get our police force together and everything, and they pass through our lands and stuff, we're not supposed to stop them and search them, and they're supposed to have a pass. As long as they're not breaking any laws, as long as we're not breaking any laws, those police are not supposed to be out there stopping us and detaining us and kidnapping us and shooting us down in the street on traffic stops. They're at war with us if they do that. They are at war with us. If you're looking at the Peace and Friendship Treaty now, if they do that, they are proving themselves to be at war with us. So if they know, it said, if they know who you are, and they know, hey, okay, these are the copper tone people, these are whoever they want to call themselves, the Israelites, the Moors, the Choctaw Indians, they are the people that was here who we got that treaty with. We got to give them, if they passing through our territory, we got to give them a pass. They're not even supposed to be out on that highway stopping us and writing tickets. You know what I mean? They're not supposed to even be out there. Because why would they be out there when it's illegal for them to violate us? When they see our vessels, they say, okay, those are not my people. I can't do a traffic stop on them. Those are not my people. Those are the Negroes. Whatever you want to call us. Those are the niggas. Whatever you want to call us. But you know who we are. Like Whoopi Goldberg said, you can look at us and tell who we are when you see us, because our melanin in our skin and the way we look. So if they are out there stopping you, they are violating their treaty. They're violating their oath of office. It says, when they meet at sea. At sea is on the streets. It's just written like that because it was talking about ships passing, ships going back and forth, right? It says, and if the commander of a ship of war or either party shall have other ships under his control, his convoy, the declaration of the commandant shall alone be sufficient to empty any of their examinations, to exempt any of their examinations. So if we got a convoy, like Jamar and them would stop going into Maryland. They were in a convoy and they were going to a rifle range. All of those, they can't stop you if you're in a convoy. They know who you are. And when they stop you and say, okay, wait, if they stop you and say you violated such and such, your light's out. Your light's out. They can't say you violated nothing. If you run a light and you run one of their lights, it's not our lights. We didn't agree to that light being up there. But if we look both ways and didn't stop all the way at the stop sign and it was safe, we kept going, they can stop and say, hey, you ran that light back there. Be careful, sir. Okay, thank you. They can't give you no ticket. They don't have jurisdiction over you. That's their light. And we didn't make them our police. We didn't give them a jurisdiction over our streets. They can't stop you passing. That's what these articles are saying. They can't stop us traveling. Ain't that what we read in those constitutions? In that constitution? In those that's in their own constitution. They violate us when they stop us traveling. Okay? And it says, let's go again. It says, let's read Article 5 and that'll be it. If either of the parties shall be at war, we at war, right? Because their agents are violating us and they're not doing nothing about it. The police force, the license branches, gun licenses, they taking our territory, Jackson. They took our property. They took our property back in 1865. They took all the Indians' property, the natives' property, Aboriginal people, and they made us illegal for us to. They made it illegal for us to claim our nationality. Now they got to fix that. They got to fix that. We got people. We're here and we can't claim. They're doing it right now. They're doing it right now. We know we are the Israelites. But they saying, if you say that, we're going to take your money. We're going to shut your bank accounts down. We're going to attack you on the streets. You know, we're going to make you follow our laws whether we have jurisdiction or not. Okay? So if any party shall be at war and shall meet a vessel at sea belonging to the other, it is agreed that if an examination is to be made, it shall be done by sending a boat with 2 or 3 men only. And if any gun shall be fired, an injured done without reason, the offending party shall make good all damages. Okay? So if you get in an argument out there, if y'all get in an argument, say you ain't getting on this boat. And they say, yes, we are. And they're violating the treaty. If you shoot them on an accident, or if you shoot them for violating you, then that's just they just shot. If you shoot them for violating you, they just shot. Now if say if you got a Edomite is driving your car, driving your convoy, he can stop him. But if you step up and say, hey, this is mine, and show him proof that this is yours, he can't search you. He can't search you no more. He can't search your cargo. He can't search your cargo. And if he tried to and hurt you when you trying to stop him, he got to make good the damages. And we saw in those other laws that if they violate you and they don't have jurisdiction, which they don't, and you're not trying to hurt them, the only thing they can defend themselves for, if they're defending themselves when you violating against them, then they can defend themselves. But if they in your territory, stopping your vehicles, initiating the violation, the crime, if they're initiating and violating you, stopping you, one of their patty rollers, or trying to kidnap you or force you to do something against your will to follow their laws and injure you, then we know they're supposed to get the death sentence and put off the land, and what they call it when they send you, expedite you back to your country, or give you 20, 30, 40 years, whatever your courts decide. You don't go to their courts. They got to come to your court if they violate you, whatever your law is. So we're going to stop it at 5, okay? But think about this. The reason why you should be using these laws and the rights of indigenous people and the human rights, they all saying the same thing. They can't stop us traveling, and they can't force us under their jurisdiction to follow their laws. They can't charge us a fee when we have to buy a license to keep our God-given rights. They don't have a jurisdiction over us to force us under their laws. Okay? So everything they're doing to us now is violating us. And their citizens, their own citizens, is participating. So when they walk up and say, we ain't doing nothing, you're supposed to read the Riot Act to them. You're supposed to read these laws and tell them where you stand. What are they doing today as a people? And this is why, for them participating in that government, this is why the Most High is going to judge them all as a nation, because they are over here on stolen land. They're only over here on stolen land. And you should know how they stole the land, through their laws and through their treachery. And you should know how they're enforcing the jurisdiction on us. They're voting for the government to keep doing it. They are knowing that they're religious trustees. They're knowing willingly and knowing that a crime have been committed, and they're partaking in the crime. So they're all guilty, and that's why the Most High is knocking their houses down. The children are dying of overdoses, storms, fires. The rest of the world is turning against them. It's going down. So unless they stop and say, okay, you guys are the children of the Most High, we're going to follow these treaties, it's just going to get worse. And we know they're not going to. They're going to it at some point after the Most High showed them that he's fighting for us again. But we are supposed to be standing against the evildoers. We're supposed to be standing up, putting our nation back together. Keep reading the laws. Keep reading the Bible. But when they ask you, what did we do? This is what they're doing now. Okay? We can move away from what they did to us in slavery and brought us over here. These are the charges. These are the indictments now. They're violating us now. Violating these rules. Violating these agreements. Violating these articles against us. We have this against them. Every one of them. And the people that stay over here, they are supporting this wicked government because they know that they are helping to form white supremacy, help to form a defense against the few little people we have. Their numbers. They're building the numbers that we can't take our identity and our land back, even to live. They've got the system set up to where we can't support, and we can't even grow our own food. We can't get our own water. And they are supporting this government by being here to vote. They're saying, we stand with you. So they're standing with them as they violate us. So they're all guilty. They can't say we're not guilty. If you wasn't guilty, you wouldn't be on this land. And if you can't get away, then you should be forming some kind of group that'll help you pull those wicked Edomites down. But they can't do that because no individual is powerful enough, because the first thing they're going to say is you're an end lover, we're going to kill you with them end lovers. We're going to kill you with them Israelite lovers. You love Israelites, you're going to try to stand and protect them, then you are enemy. If you try to go against them, you got to be with them. That's it right there. Because if you go against them, you are their enemies, and they're going to do you worse than they plan to do us, which is not going to happen. But they'll kill you, they'll destroy you if you try to stand against white supremacy. So that's why either you get off of this land, which you have nowhere to go, you just got to accept your judgment. They charged a bill. They sit down and ate. Now you guys got to pay the bill. You good white people got to pay the bill for these bad white people, okay? And ain't no way you can get out of it unless y'all get together and help us combat these wicked white supremacists. But you got to stand with us. You got to keep the laws, and you got to be working by yourself with them. You can't join us. You can't infiltrate us. You got to put your own militia together to fight against them. That's the only way the Most High is going to have mercy on you. And you'll see when your houses start falling, burning up, and your kids start ODing on drugs and stuff. That same stuff you doing to us, he's going to recompense you and hit you right back. If you stand there and don't do nothing, he's going to hit you. You're going to get the same judgment as your wicked government is getting. And when he start tearing some of you government officials' houses down, and you get in car wrecks, you start having heart attacks, start getting cancer, everything you putting on us, sickness and disease, is going to hit you. He said he's going to hit you back. He's recompense you. He's going to hit you back harder and faster. And it's happening right now. We prophesied it. We're glad that he's working and fighting for us again. He's not with you, America. The Most High is not with you. You don't believe in him. You got your own gods. You call yourself gods. And he's about to show you that he's God over you. He's God over you. He's going to judge you. And you're going to see it more and more. And so, that's why we're keeping civics. That's why we're keeping their violations up in their face. As we read the Bible, they ask you, what have we done to you? If we haven't done anything, this is what they've done. they are participating in this government's wickedness that they're putting on us. And they can't do anything but participate and support them, because if not, the white supremacists will kill any nigger lover. They will kill you. So you can't say you ain't with them unless you start in your own house and home training your people to go. And you can't train your kids just like we couldn't train our kids to go against them in slavery, to teach them to go against white supremacy and slavery. But now we can. That's why we know he's bringing us out. Because we're training our kids. We're standing up. And you people who are so scared that they coming for us, they gonna get them. The Most High called y'all evil. He called, how long will you evildoers be with us? After all the miracles and things that the Most High have done for us, woke us up when we were dead bones. He woke us up and put flesh back on our bones and in our mind and told us the truth. And now y'all so scared right now that they come. You know what? You ain't really scared of them coming and getting us. You scared that your Israelite life is gonna be disrupted. You don't want the fighting to start. You don't want to stand up to them because you know your life would be disrupted, as well as all of us know. But we shouldn't love our life like that. You love your life. You living a good life. You're in the limelight now, all you Israelite leaders. Y'all in the limelight. You feeling good. But you got to get this up, man. This ain't our home. You got to stand up and unite these people. You still got all those 500 million people down in Brazil and all down on the islands who don't know who they are, don't know that they're Israelites. You got to get that message down there. All praises to the Most High. I'm going to read the rest of this articles, and I'm going to show you they line up with all of those laws we read in that affidavits that the people are violating us. They line up with the rights of indigenous people. They line up with the human rights. They all say the same thing, and they line up with the moral laws of the Bible. So that's why we should be teaching this, because these are the violations that they are doing to us today. That's going to be the title. The violations of America today.